Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. My name is Amina Abdi Rabah, your host, and this is TTTT, where we get to talk about so many of your funniest, trendiest, and the most viral stories. Yeah. But before I start, let's say hello to my panelists. Hello, Mariam. Hello, I was about to say Quach. Sorry, Daddy Mato. Hello, Cindy.
It has happened for you. You have shown where your loyalties lie.
Quach was here last week.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's fun, yeah.
That's true. Hey, thank you, Cindy. That was smooth. That was so smooth. But it's true, though. They do book them together a lot. We need to change that.
What adjective you're going to use. They do.
Yeah.
Actually, you wouldn't be the first person. Mi kuna mtu mpaka amekuja ameniambia. Show yenu niko na issue kupata tickets. How do I get the tickets?
What tickets?
Crony Productions.
Aha! People think it's a whole trend production.
People think I am Quach. Specifically think I am Quach.
It's the fade, I think.
It is. But Quach's fade is flatter. I would know.
Let's get started with the stories.
Pat's fade.
Let's talk about what happened at UON. I know we saw the story. Now, lecturers from the Department of Medicine from Nairobi University unearthed a sophisticated cheating scheme that saw some students get suspended as they await the university's council to determine their fate. The students strapped themselves with headphones and phones on their thighs and hands and had someone read and answer questions to them in the examination from an undisclosed location. The students got a rude shock as their colleagues were paraded and forced to remove the gadgets from their bodies, which were tightly strapped with sellotapes. Why are we showing their faces? My darling producer and my darling director, please. Why are we also participating in that? I know that we had quite, it was very controversial. There's some people who said no, medicine should have people who have cheated, just plastered everywhere. People should know because we have quack doctors, but I don't know. Maybe I have a different school of thought.
You need double standard.
Because some of the politicians,
it is double. This is where, you know very well. This is where it begins. When you know you can cheat the system in one way or another, and then it starts growing from there. Inaenda ikienda.
But Matasi, they can be disciplined.
Okay, so
in
this is what I can say.
Or
the fact that walimulikwa itawaumiza zaidi ya vile ideally kungeenda.
Yeah.
Was it a bad thing to do? I don't think it was a bad thing to do, but it was an extreme thing that was done.
But
fact remains. Walifanya kile walifanya.
Yeah.
Sasa unfortunately ukifanya makosa, punishment venye inakuja haujuagi, hawezi sema this is fair punishment, this is unfair punishment. Saa zingine a crime like that, what punishment fits that crime?
Exactly. And then what will you do to deter? Because I'm sure whoever shot the video, and the reason why there were mulikad everywhere, was to deter future students. If you're thinking of doing something like this, then, you just know. Yeah, so we're actually arguing about this on the way here, and my husband was saying, why is it that when somebody is caught stealing red-handed, and it's all over the news, we're okay blasting them and saying, this is the thief. Acha tuonyeshe mahali, even women, when they go and feature the 5-liter jerrycan, I've never known how they've balanced it, by the way. Shua! In between the ties, you're told, ebu tuonyeshe vile ulifeature, it is okay. But for them, guys are like, oh, their dignity, they will never go, or they might lose an opportunity to continue studies or to be hired. I'm like, the crime fits the punishment.
And there is classism when it comes to punishing
I will say though that guys, you shouldn't, I feel like you shouldn't cheat in medicine.
In anything.
No, I mean others. Okay. So if you're doing Sidri logistics, I don't know. It's just very different. If you're doing journalism, and they ask you, and they ask you for, how to balance your listen, it's very different. Medicine is just different. But Mariam, carry on. You were saying?
I agree. No one's life is in your hands when you're doing, some of these other courses. Really? Not to say it's true. It's the truth. People might lose.
You guys, and he
I'm not agreeing with the quack lawyer. I'm just saying there are professions where it costs more to cheat than others, and medicine, unfortunately, is probably the top one, right? Did they cheat? Was that wrong? 100% yes. But multiple things can be true at the same time. Kenyans love a gotcha moment. They love a shame moment. Look at you, I've got you in the wrong. And that's why we love to parade people at your umeficha jerikani ya mafuta sijui in between the thighs. Oh, ume cheat exams and this like that. So those can be very true. That probably there's that I don't know, yo tamu ya kusema, ona tumewashika, we've got them. And that's why you want to parade them and make sure that you've got the videos out there. Is it wrong? 100% yes. Should the University Commission have taken care of that separately? Yes. But sasa, it's already out there, nothing can be done. I'm also just wondering what happened to Kenya. People have walkie-talkies inside the classroom. I don't know what.
This is the day. Live in the current times.
What happened? What happened to Kenya? This is it's a whole different level.
By the way, I didn't understand what was happening until it hit me. Mtu akiwa ameekelea tu mkono hivi, anajaribu kufikiria I'm not left-handed. Hii exam hii ni kutenda aje? Kumbe umeekelea hapa hivi unauliza at what stage of mitosis do chromosomes replicate to form tetrachromatids?
I think that's what they're actually being asked, Mato. Because the guy who was replying to them, by the way, didn't even keep quiet after they had been caught. He didn't notice.
He didn't know.
So anaendelea tu kusema Mkenya yake, mitochondria, nini, this and that. I don't know what our collective obsession with mitochondria as a country is, but we have a lot of work to do. We still know it's the powerhouse of the cell.
Let me ask something. Let me throw a spanner in the works. Amina.
Yeah.
Do you think their faces should be blurred? And why?
I guess because they're
human.
You see, after Macho said, we are, need double standard. Kusema one person should be mulikwad and then this one shouldn't, and it feels as though they've done the same thing. I think it was just when you're. Again, medicine is a very different course to do and to lie and, cheat. You have to know what you're doing. When we entrust our children, our moms, our dads, their lives are in your hands, essentially. And you cheated your way through campus. So, I don't know. I just, initially I said...
Amina, have you ever cheated?
No.
At once?
No. Have you, Mato?
Yes. And I was caught. Very nicely. So
high school or campus?
And I tried to cheat in high school.
Yeah.
I was caught even before I started cheating.
How?
Because kitabu ilikuwa kwa desk. Tulikuwa tumeambiwa desk should be empty. Okay. But if the desk is not empty, it should be locked na padlock. Then unfortunately padlock ilikuwa ya mtu mwingine, so ikabidi nimempatia. Kumbe mwalimu alikuwa aingie very fast afungue desk. Fua! Kitabu ikapatikana hapo hivyo ndani. I had not yet cheated, but I was...
You had plans.
It was intention to cheat.
I
was paraded outside the classroom. Nikapigishwa magoti. Kila mtu wakaona huyu ndio yule kijana alijaribu kucheat biology. And that was the last time I tried to cheat.
Which is fantastic. But you see, Mato, you were not leaving high school and then immediately joining Nairobi Hospital. It's very different. They are assigned
considering I cheated in biology, and clinics and medicine.
The guy who was reading for you, huyo ndo anafawe daktari. I don't know if he was, helping them because he's very smart. For those of us who watched Suits. I don't know if that's why, or if he was also just reading it, but it's because, Macho, they're young. Sorry, Cindy, you're the one who asked. They're young. People do make mistakes. I didn't say they shouldn't get punished. They should, but it should have been handled privately, I think, in my opinion. What does humiliating and embarrassing them do in front of the whole world? Everyone has seen that video. And for someone who's in the limelight, I know you guys know that some of these things just don't go away. And you do get affected mentally, emotionally. Some people get anxiety because every time you go outside, you think everyone's looking at you and saying, oh, no, exam. And that time, no one is thinking that because of that spotlight effect where you think people are thinking about you and no one is. That's why, Cindy. They could be punished. They could be taken off the course. They could be taken, they could be...
Think of consequences before.
Anyway, yeah,
but that's like, oh, you're broke, just make money, you know.
Think of those consequences before.
Maybe medicine, just to maybe, you know, side with Amina a bit, because I'm sort of changing my stance. And kidogo too, medicine is a very, very tough and expensive course. There are people who their life savings have been put into taking you to school. And ukingapo is when you realize maybe I'm not as smart as I used to think I was. And these are 844 products, yeah? Because CBC sasa ndio wako grade 7 or 8. So not for 844. And 844 is a cramming system. However, in campus, you realize you just can't cram. You have to understand and you have to practice this thing. So my question is this also maybe a highlight into our education system? Is it something that needs to change maybe? I don't know.
No, it's true. Cindy is asking a great question because all around the world, the systems of education that are called the hardest are the ones with the highest level of cheating. Yeah. You've seen those videos of like Korean parents climbing, like scaling a wall to get into the classroom where their kid is doing an exam and help them cheat. And it's the most competitive, hardest education system. Yeah. Ours could easily be, someone could say the same thing about it, that it's not all built for thinking necessarily, it's built for cramming, remembering, or following the rules and things like that. So it is good to interrogate these things. But again, medicine is not a place where you should be cheating.
I am confused. I'm confused. So are we saying that it's okay for them to cheat because it's hard?
It's not okay.
So are we saying they should not have been blasted because they were caught cheating specifically in medicine?
They should. For me personally, I'm all for mulikaing because I'm like, for the rest of you, kanga mukijua, this is the standard.
The question is, after that, what will happen to them? But
you also have to look at the other side of the coin and say, it's tough out here. Yeah. The streets are, streets are hard, man.
If you want to cheat,
we need to take a break.
But don't get caught.
If
you get caught,
that's not the message.
Bigger consequences. You have to,
okay, so there was a suggestion. They said that, the lecturers who are involved with students should also be mulikwed the same way.
I agree.
Okay.
So sexually transmitted degrees, STDs.
Yes. Okay, let's take a break. On that note, let's take a break. But before we take a break, I have to tell you about downloading the Yeah app. Yes, I know it's back. I told you about it a couple of weeks ago from Cooperative Bank. It is an absolute, for me, it really helped kickstart my financial journey, to financial freedom. And I'm hoping it's going to do the same for you as well. If you're between the ages of 18 and 35 years of age, this is the app for you. They have so many amazing benefits that you will get to find out more as you download the app using your Android device. All you need, your original ID, and I'll tell you why. It's because you'll need to write the number. So we just need to have it there. Your KRA PIN, you need to have a valid email address and not those weird ones, Mariam. So do Mariam in love at 42. No, let's not have those ones. And a minimum balance of only 500 bob. I'll tell you more after the break. You're watching TTTT. And welcome back. Welcome back. You're watching TTTT, brought to you by the Yeah app from Cooperative Bank. Let me ask you guys, what was your first account? Where did you also have a Yeah account? Because I just feel like it felt like it was the first time FOMO didn't exist, but I think it was the first time I felt FOMO, not having that card. Did you guys remember that card?
Yep. It was so funky, first of all, because the way debit cards just look, they're very stiff. This one had like graffiti on it with the YEA, and it has color. You're like, that's the one. It has 750 bob, but that doesn't matter. What matters is you have a card you can put. Someone's a wallet on a stack ID and a card. I have now not just an ID, there's something else. There's a card in there.
You're gonna so saba lakini.
It felt
good. Let me give you my experience.
You have no money, but yes.
I got high education. I got help. And
wow.
Yes.
In 1987?
Okay. Yeah, it was in 1987, silly. So there were those with the passbooks. If I say passbook, you understand.
Poster.
Yes. And then there was us with the card. And let me tell you, we used to terrorize people with those cards because we just had it going on. So it was actually a thing. If you have it, you're the cool kid, you have your finances all together. It was dope. Memories.
You just look like you have it together.
Yeah.
You know, this is a girlfriend material right there. They're like, yes, this is the
generational wealth making babe.
Serious about their future. Generational wealth is coming, is happening. But truly, we do want to help you. By we, I mean Cooperative Bank. Through the Year app wants to help you towards this independence, financial independence. Let me tell you, it is fantastic. It's wonderful. And I can imagine if you start taking your finances seriously at the age of 18. Bliss. By the time you're close to 60, like me, you will have made a lot of progress. So make sure that you just download easy peasy. Like I said, have your ID ready so that you could take a quick picture of that. Take a selfie, insert your KRA PIN, and just like that, you get your account. You'll get an SMS and an email telling you that you have been confirmed with your account. You have your account, and you just start using it. You start enjoying all of the different benefits that they have that I'll tell you before the end of the show. All right, so now I don't know how this story made it to, Now, let's talk about Jalas, Mr. Jalango. Mhesh, Felix Odwor, alias Jalango, hit back at a lookalike called Stanley Mule Mutisia. Have you seen this? But anyway, so he claims of unfulfilled promises that Jalango had, given it to him. The expectation that his resemblance should translate to financial responsibility, something that everyone is asking. The exchange ignited online discussions about the obligations of public figures towards those who resemble them. So, I don't know. What do you mean you look like Mariam? So Mariam should, you're entitled to something that she should, I don't know.
That is the strangest one I've heard. Like, this man has made me side with Jalango. Come on now. That's a very hard thing to do, but now I am squarely in Jalango's camp. What do you mean I have an obligation to you because tunafanana? How many people do I look like in the world? How many people do look like me? Not do I look like? The fact that he's now expecting something and he's saying, oh, I went to Jalango's house, he gave me 1,000 bob, nikatumia 600 Uber, 100 hapa, nikabaki na 100. Hiyo ndio pesa ya Jalango nimekula. So you want to kula more because you look like him. Like, we need to make it make sense. As far as our entitlement with politicians goes, this one is crazy. I think entitlement yetu inafaa kuwa, hey, Jalas, you're the Langata MP, ile barabara inaendaje. Oh, Jalas, you voted this way on the finance bill, kunaendaje. But Jalas, we look together, we look alike, so you owe me money. Just doesn't make sense.
I don't think, guys, you understand the amount of effort it takes
to look like
to maintain the brand created around looking like somebody. Because watu watazani ninasema hii tu kwa sababu ya kusema. Because there is a gentleman who looks like Jason Derulo. There's another one who looks like Simba. Hapa, Goja, Simba. Yeah. There is the Ruga Wakayole. Yes. And then now there is Jalango.
No, there's several. There's Burna Boy.
Yes, there is also a Burna Boy. There is also a Cardi B.
Yeah.
Now, you see,
it's a whole industry.
For as long as there is somebody you look up to looking like, unajua the amount of money that you need to spend to continue looking like that person. Say, for example, if they dress well, if they are politicians, for example, the kind of suits that you need to have. But hapo kwa Jalango issue ilikuwa, yeye alisema, mimi nilipromisiwa kitu. Na kwa sababu nilipromisiwa kitu, mimi nauliza ile kitu nilipromisiwa iko wapi. Si ati juu ninafanana na yeye peke yake. But you see, it's very easy to take that story and say, huyu mtu anaitisha haki yake kwa sababu anafeel ni kama kwa sababu wanafanana. But in itself, the industry, kwa sababu imeitwa industry ya lookalikes. Kuna jamaa Iran anafanana na Messi. Zile mimba amepeana Iran na kuambia. Kuna watu, I think this joke has been said so many times that there is a guy who went, that Michael Jackson went to a Michael Jackson lookalike competition. Charlie Chaplin went to a Charlie Chaplin lookalike competition and he ended up being third.
Yes.
Kuna watu wengine wanafanana na yeye
kumshinda yeye.
It is an industry. Kenya ni kama hatu appreciate.
Amato sasa.
Nitasema hivi.
Hakuna.
Wajitokeze. wakuwe na association yao. Look like Sako.
No. Why are we entertaining this madness?
Watafute pesa bana.
Let's take a break. Hey, hapa naona tumeenda. Is it too hot in the studio? What do you mean it's a whole industry and we should keep it alive? Tell me what you think at home at the Trend Live. Pia wewe uko na luka like utamlipa? Fikiria. Hi, we'll be back in a bit. Welcome back. Just a few fun facts. Let me see if you guys can guess. Mariam, how many branches do you think Cooperative Bank has around the country? Take a wild guess.
120?
190.
Okay.
Would you have guessed 190?
I would not have guessed 190.
Those are so many. How many cooperative jirani agents do you think they have, Cindy? Take a wild guess. Wild guess, all around the country.
Probably double. So 400?
No, over 17,000.
Oh my God!
Yes, that's a lot. With over 500 ATMs countrywide, it is one of the largest banks in Kenya. And now Cooperative Bank, which has been there for me for a very long time, is calling upon you between the ages of 18 and 35 who is very serious about their financial future. Well, you need to download the Yeah app from Coop Bank. And you don't need to have the card like we used to have that we're talking about with Cindy. You can have your digital card because things have changed. Plus, as you download the app, you can, of course, make sure that it's a dollar account. We are very aware, okay, that people are paid online, especially for content. Did you guys know you can get up to 30,000 per video on TikTok? Yeah. We're not usually paid the same. Yeah. Guys are paid, you're told you can get $200 if you just dance to this song and share, you know, maybe it could go viral. You don't know. And so depending on the region, they pay you a lot of money. So you need a dollar account, and that's what you get when you have your Yeah account. You receive your salary, you can receive your help loan, what wango 87, and all your other payments as well. You can pay all types of bills, whether it's your electricity bill, if you want to buy some airtime, if you want to make e-citizen payments, your DSTV, your GoTV, all of your bills. Plus, you can also take some e-loans out, all right? So that is for you who has a salary. You can repay your loan, you can view, of course, you can top it up and enjoy all of the benefits that comes with this amazing app, from exclusive deals, promotions for the Yeah account holders. They have partnered with outlets for food, movies, fashion, entertainment. There's a lot. And like I said, it's so easy. All you need, your original ID, carry pin, a valid email address, and only 500 bob for your minimum balance. All right. Now, let's talk about, did you see this? There was a truck, trucks that always overturn in different parts of Kenya. Mimi sijawahi kwa karibu na moja. But there was a bread one. Okay, so this week a video of a bread delivery truck involved in an accident was going round online on the interwebs. The truck was blocking a section of the Piponi Road, and unfortunately, looters were seen taking advantage of the situation, transferring the bread to their respective homes without, of course, the owner's consent. Have you guys ever seen one of these trucks? Has it ever happened?
I've never seen
soda.
Yeah. It's so crazy. Every time this happens, hey, Kenyans, you need to be more careful. That's an accident scene. Of course, there could be, you know, something leaking. Yeah. Something could explode. All very true, all very valid. But the truth also remains, always yambia mtoko na njaa, usichukue hiyo mkate iko hapo, because the truck is leaking and it may be dangerous. So I always look at it, I'm just like, you know what? Maybe if you're carrying, maybe now we put the responsibility on the drivers. Come on, beba precious cargo, jamani, slow down, drive, like the basics. Because every other week, a truck overturned here. It was carrying some precious metals. Another one was gas. Another one was an oil tanker. Another one was bread. Hey, that was ishivi. But also Miss Jayon, I've never seen an overturned truck carrying anything that was of interest to me. Ndio nijitest nijue, do I have self-discipline? Ama ningekuwa hapo na watu nikichukua mkate.
I don't even think it was really hunger. Because you said, watu kawa wananja. It's because it's there.
Ni iko tu. For free.
Yeah. So you're just like, yeah, I could take a crate.
Kutoka utotoni tuliambiwa cha kuokota, sio cha kuiba. Na imeanguka barabarani, uacha iokotwe. Alafu sasa truck ya mkate imeanguka jameni. Mbona iharibike? Si tunajua by the time inatoka hapa ifike mahali inaenda, kama imeanguka saa hii, time has been wasted hapo hivyo. Ikifika kwa shelves itakuwa imekaribia expiry date. So wacha tushughulikie sahi. Kuna watu wako hapa. Do you know the people who actually have their job is to stay next to roads where they know they are black spots or something like that. Ndio kakitu tu happen hivi.
They're ready.
Ndio hao wako hapo wako ready. Kuna watu hiyo ndio career yao.
Najua watu wanatega reli, like cargo trains. Literally, they're waiting for small derailment. One of the attachments, I don't know what they're called. Yeah, just falls off and boom, you have a day's worth of or a month's worth of food or whatever it is.
Maombi ya kila siku, give us this day our daily bread.
Their weekly bread, their monthly bread.
You know, people say you ask God for signs and then you're still ignoring them. What clearer signs we have given you?
This is the daily bread.
This is the daily bread.
So there's something you said, Mariam, that made me think. Is it poverty or is it the fact that it's there and it's free? Do you remember that time when guys were looting that farm? Uhuru's farm.
Yeah.
And there were cars. The expectation, maybe true or not, is that if you drive a car, you can afford to maintain it, you can afford fuel. You're not like people who do the ndogondogo economy of kitungu ya 5 bob mafuta ya 5. But there were cars that were parked and were running and stealing sheep and goats and packing them in. We have, I think we have this nature as Kenyans that if there's something and you can get it for free, you go ahead. When we had the Mandamano, I don't want to believe that everyone who looted was poor.
No.
That they didn't have cash or they live in the slums or whatever.
Yeah.
There were guys who looted and, you know, they have
and I was wondering,
a tattoo business. They are doing very well. They have shambas. They get dividends from SACCOs. So it is just bad manners.
It's the idea that you can get away with it.
It's the idea that you can get away with it.
Like kuiba kwa exams and you can get away with it. Yeah.
That's
where it starts.
Kuiba kwa exams, kuiba kwa elections.
I'm bringing it home. I'm bringing it home.
Too.
No, but it's true.
Landing the plane.
It's true.
No, they are all related. We can't pretend that.
Yeah, they're all related. It rots from the head all the way down to the body. So if stealing is going on at the head, it's going on everywhere. We're like, kwani ni nini? Kama wanaiba and they're getting away with it, sembuse mimi. Sio hata mimi nikule mkate yangu nisikie ushuru yangu imeenda kidogo.
Oh my goodness, I know that's what Salim Swale also thought. You know what I mean? And you could just tell from the video that he has never done anything like this. Or maybe I'm just the only one who got that vibe.
True, I got that vibe as well.
It's just what me and Cindy said, that the way we know how our lives are, God will use us as an example. You know?
Like there are people who can get away with dirty black market business. But Amin and I will be caught. God will be like, no, you guys are the example.
For him to even go online, apologize, very emotional. You can tell this is not what he does. He does not even know how he found himself in, himself in this situation, because he doesn't seem to be the type of person who'd involve himself in something like that. And then it happens. It's probably the first time he's ever done it. He's done it. The other people are all, pros. And then...
You need to know, by the way, where you lie on that scale of luck for things like that.
That's true.
If you're the kind of person who, you have a feeling, utashikwa tu. Don't try.
Mimi siwezi hizo vitu. Mimi nitashikwa.
Don't try.
Kani nilishikwa hata kabla nifanye. Nitashikwa.
Ulishikwa as you were thinking about
it. Yeah, just thinking about it.
As you were considering.
Ni kama mimi kuaga na kamungu kangu mahali peke yake. Assignment yake ni kwangu peke yangu.
Ni macho.
Don't look at your neighbor who has done it 100 times and never been caught. You're not
it's
them.
True. You're not them.
You.
It's you, day one, boom. Probably one of the students as well had never done anything like that, had never cheated. First time even entering with a phone in the exam room, usually he leaves it outside somewhere in the back. And for the first time he gets busted. It happens. It's true. It does happen. All right, so now uproar after Harambee starlets decided to use models to showcase their new kits, leading to Kenyans asking why not yet just use the starlet players themselves to launch their kits. Do you think Kenyans were being malicious with that, or did you see where they were coming from? Mato, Mariam, oh, Sawa, Cindy.
So we are all, we are all journalists, media personalities of equal right, yes? But if I'm to write a book, I would rather give you, Amina, to publicize the book than myself. the book is mine. I own it. I've written rights. People know me. People stop me on the street. Oh, you're Cindy of the Trend. Although people always say, when you let them what trend? Don't know why they don't get the name, but that's fine. There are a couple of people who recognize me in some circles. But there are people who recognize you, Amina, Larry Madowo, more than they would recognize me. So for mileage, of course I'd give you the book to publicize. I'd give Larry, because one mention by you or Larry Madowo, it will get more likes, more mentions, more engagement than me because of the nature of my business. Now, the starlets, how many people know the starlets? Name 5. You don't even know. But the influencers who are marketing these t-shirts, you know them, you follow them, you would probably, maybe you have a crush on them, you would buy because it is them. It makes business sense. Maybe the starlets are busy rehearsing somewhere else. They don't have to, or Manyala doesn't have to wear the kit so that it becomes Team Kenya. You know.
Is that because with footballers, do they do that with, I mean, when I see...
Sometimes they do when they're launching like a new kit, and even for the the Olympics, not every picture you saw was actually Olympic athletes wearing their team's kits. It's a lot of times it's models who just look good in the clothes, and that's also okay. I think we've made it like into a much bigger deal that it needs to be. Only kazi yao literally ni kumodel nguo. So watch our model. Just because it's a team kit doesn't mean it has to be worn by that specific person.
All right. Nothing.
Hapa nakubaliana na maoni yao. Hapa sina maoni.
Haya basi, tuendelee. Former Samburu Governor Moses Willie, I'm so sorry. Is it Moses Willie? Okay, fine. I am so sorry. All right, fine. So the former Samburu governor will have to pay a mandatory fine of 83 million Kenya shillings to secure his freedom after he was found guilty of corruptly enriching himself while he was in office. Lenol Kulal will also be required to part with another 2 million Kenya shillings in default and spend 8 years in prison, making the total amount that he's required to pay 85 million Kenya shillings.
Hapa sina uhakika kama nipige makofi.
All right, wait, so there's an update, I understand. He's been released on a 10 million bond. Okay. All right, fine.
Yeah, hence nilikuwa nataka kusema hapa sijui kama nipige makofi, because the part that I saw in the video was him saying we are going to appeal.
We are going to appeal.
We are going to appeal. So, and we always know wakati itafika hapo hivyo, kuna mtu ambaye alikuwa na kesi ya kuiba bilioni 2 lakini alilipa 254 million. Ni kama aliambiwa wewe hii ni Kenya 254, toa tu hiyo na tuko tu sawa. My friend. Unfortunately, corruption cases in Kenya, the best way to do this would have been, first of all, alipe ile yenye aliiba. Secondly, apigwe fine equivalent na ile yenye aliiba. Bas. Hapo ndio tunaweza anza kuongea. Kwa sababu unaona sasa ameweka bondi ya 10 million. Zile vitu ambazo zinaendelea huko nje sasa ni kama witness disappearance, corrupting, interfering with the documents that are there, nini. By the time we get to the end of this case, he will have gone scot-free.
I'm more extreme than Mato. I think he should have done jail time, not fine or jail.
End
jail time. Oh, it's
end jail time.
End jail time. Okay, then I agree with you on that one. Because at the end of the day, we forget corruption costs people's lives, health, opportunities, everything. Think of what 84 million shillings could have done for the people of Samburu. Already you know the issues they deal with, from the banditry, from the extreme conditions, from the poverty, like all of that. And then you think about 84 million shillings in, deals with your friends, tenders, nini, hapa nakule. I think the jail term should have been there. This is a way of letting him off with a slap on the wrist, honestly, if we're being honest. He could have gotten, he feels like he's probably gotten away with it. And if you're thinking this is what he was guilty of, then you can only speculate about how much was actually stolen. Maybe if you're a person who's corrupt and you're thinking, nikiiba this much amount, and then labda nishikwe juu ya a fraction of it and I'm able to pay that back as a fine, then it's okay. At the end of the day, bado nimetoka, you know, on top. I've still made my money, quote unquote.
Yeah, you have.
I think jail needs to be the option.
Let me tell you how I'm conditioned
okay,
as a Kenyan.
A few seconds, Cindy, we've got to go.
Sorry, let me tell you how I'm conditioned as a Kenyan. Because of all the billions that are stolen, in my head I'm like, 86 million sio pesa mingi. That was my first thought.
Oh my God, desensitized.
I was like, 86 million sio pesa mingi.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm praying to the God of Tupac. Let me tell you, I'm praying to Tupac said, I want to live to see a black president. America got a black president, they may get a black female president. That same God of Tupac, please answer our prayers as Kenyans, where EACC will finally put somebody in jail.
Yes, please. What a day, what a day, what a day to be alive and see.
But this one is on the court like...
Okay, we've got to say bye, we've got to say bye. No, but Matwali sema, unezaje kuiba 2 billion, alafu anakuambia 200 million, tuongee, alafu they settle the outside courts. And then allegedly you're involved in murders. Allegedly. Thank you so much, Mato. Thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you so much, Maria. My name is Amina Abdi Rabah. We've got Nadia Mukami at 10 p.m. and a host of other amazing guests. Time now, though, for the news. So I love and leave you. Catch you at 10 p.m. Good evening.